Hello students, in this video we will be talking about acceleration, very important concept. This is the first thing that comes to your mind if when you look at this word is change in speed. When you're driving a vehicle, if you want to increase the speed, what you do is you use the accelerator, and when the speed changes you say that you are accelerating. Now generally what people say is, when the speed is increasing, it's called acceleration, and when the speed is decreasing it's called deceleration or retardation. But I want to give you a clearer idea, because acceleration is a more general term than just change in speed, yeah, or just increase in speed. Even decrease of speed is a type of acceleration. So you need to understand acceleration as a general term rather than the concept of change in speed, okay, or just increase in speed. Now acceleration by definition is rate of change of velocity. It's not rate of change of speed, it is the rate of change of velocity with time. Rate of change of velocity with time. Okay, now let's say there's a particle who's moving on the x-axis. Initially at t is equal to t1 it has a velocity v is equal to v1, and after some time its velocity has changed. T is equal to t2, the velocity is now v is equal to v2. So what is the change in velocity? Change in velocity would be delta v, which is v2 minus v1. And what is the change in time? It is delta t, which is t2 minus t1. So we define average acceleration A average as change in velocity by change in time, or v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t1. Now here's the thing, average velocity is positive if delta v is positive. Now delta t is always positive, this is always positive, okay, this is always positive. Now change in velocity could be positive or it could be negative. Now you need to remember, in the previous video I showed you the meaning of velocity being positive and negative. So you need to include the sign as well, because this is a velocity, not just the speed. Okay, so let's say for example a particle is moving at t is equal to 0 seconds. The particle is moving with a speed of 10 meter per second. Okay, now after some time, let's say after 2 seconds, the particle is now moving with the speed of 18 meter per second. You could see that the speed has increased, and can you see that the direction hasn't changed? So you could write v1 is equal to 10 meter per second, v2 is equal to 18 meter per second, okay, and t1 is 0, t2 is 2 seconds. So what's the average acceleration? Average acceleration is v2 minus v1 by t2 minus t1, which is 18 minus 10 over 2 minus 0, which is 4 meter per second squared. Can you see that this value is positive? If you see that, if you just look at it, the meaning that acceleration is positive is that the direction of acceleration is along the positive x-axis. Okay, that means every second, on an average every second the speed increases by 4 meter per second. Now we do not know what happened in between. Maybe in the first 1 second its speed increased by 5 meter per second and it became 15, and then in the next 1 second it increased by 3 meter per second and then it became 18. We do not know what happened in between. If you just look at these two times, then what from the given information what you can deduce is the average acceleration. So the average acceleration is 4 meter per second square. What it means is, on an average, in every 1 second, in 1 second, the speed increased, because it is positive, velocity increased by 4 meter per second. Okay, so you need to understand this concept. If initially there was some velocity, all you need to do is every second you need to add the value of that acceleration to that velocity. Okay, now I'll give you one more example. Let's say a particle is moving like this with a speed of 10 meter per second at t is equal to 0 seconds, and after some time it changed its path. Now it's moving in the negative direction, let's say with the same speed to 10 meter per second at t is equal to, let's say, 5 seconds. After 5 seconds it changed its course. Now what is the average acceleration in this time interval? So what is v1? You need to pick a direction. You could either pick this as positive or this as positive. Now just remember, you don't have to always select the right direction as positive. It's your particular choice. Now most of the cases you do select the right direction as positive, but then that is your choice again. Okay, now what would be v1? What is v1? What is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is 10 meter per second. To be specific, it is plus 10. Okay, moving in the positive direction. What is v2? It is minus 10 meter per second. Okay, now what about the time interval? The time interval t1 is 0, t2 is 5 seconds. So what's average acceleration here? Average acceleration is v2 minus v1 over t2 minus t1, and what is that equal to? Minus 10, okay, by 5 minus 0. This is minus 4 meter per second square. What does that mean? What does this value mean? I'm going to tell you what it means. It means every second, on an average, we don't know what happened in between, but on an average we could say, if you add minus 4 meter per second every second to this velocity, let's say at t is equal to 0, its velocity is v is equal to 10 meter per second. T is equal to 1 second. What's the acceleration? Acceleration is minus 4 meter per second square. You just need to add, every 1 second you need to add minus 4 meter per second to it. So when you add minus 4 meter per second, the v velocity would be 10 minus 4, 10 plus minus 4. Okay, I'll write it like that. 10 plus minus 4, which is equal to 6 meter per second. Can you see that the speed has decreased? Okay, next, t is equal to 2 seconds. Now, t is equal to 2 seconds, you need to again add minus 4. So what would be the v? The initial velocity now is 6 plus minus 4, this is equal to 2 meter per second. Now, t is equal to 3 seconds, v would be equal to 2 plus minus 4. Now look what's happened here. Velocity has now flipped. Now this is the instant when the particle has changed its direction. If you want to exactly calculate when the particle changed its direction, then you need to find when was the velocity 0. I'll teach you how to do that. Okay, if you just look at it, it must be around 2.5 seconds. Now at 2.5 seconds, if in 1 second you are adding minus 0.4 meter per second, so in 0.5 seconds you must be adding minus 2 meter per second. So if you add minus 2 meter per second here, you will get velocity as 0. That means that is the time when supposedly the particle stopped moving. Okay, now So at 2.5 seconds you could say the particle stopped moving, and after that the particle started moving in the negative direction. Now at t is equal to 3 seconds, velocity is negative 2 meter per second. That means the particle is moving in the negative direction. Now the other time intervals t is equal to or times t is equal to 4 seconds. You need to add minus 4 to minus 2. That is minus 2 plus minus 4, which is minus 6 meter per second. And then at t is equal to 5 seconds, v is equal to minus 6 plus minus 4, and you get minus 10 meter per second. As you can see, initially the particle was here, initial velocity is 10 meter per second, and finally the particle's velocity is minus 10 meter per second. Now here's the thing, I'm not saying the particle actually followed this. This is an average idea. On an average, the particle must have followed this, but not necessarily that the particle must have followed the same thing. It may have happened that it might have increased, then decreased its speed, then changed at some other instant. The only thing we know is at t is equal to 0, its velocity was plus 10, and at t is equal to 5, its velocity was minus 10. Okay, so that's the basic idea of average acceleration. Now, so if average acceleration is positive, that basically implies delta v is positive. That implies v2 is greater than v1. Okay, v2 is greater than v1. Now what does that mean? If, let's say, the particle was moving in the positive direction, then the speed will increase. I'll give you some examples. Let's say this is 2 meter per second, then the velocity is increasing. This is v1 is 2 meter per second. Now after some time, the final velocity should be greater than plus 2. So let's say I'll take v2 is equal to plus 4 meter per second. Okay, so you could see that initially the velocity was 2, then finally the velocity was 4. Okay, now what if the particle was moving in the negative direction? Let's say the velocity v1 was minus 7 meter per second. Okay, velocity was minus 7 meter per second, and I say that the average acceleration was, let's say, 2 meter per second. What happened here? 2 meter per second. So what are you supposed to do? Every second you need to add 2 meter per acceleration 2 meter per second squared. So every second you need to add this 2 meter per second squared to this number. So let's say after 1 second, let's say this is at t is equal to 0. So after 1 second, what would be the velocity? Add 2 to minus 7. So minus 7 plus 2 is minus 5. So it is still moving in this direction. So the velocity v2 would be minus 5 meter per second. Okay, I hope you understood this concept. So average acceleration being positive means the final velocity has to be greater than the initial velocity. Now just look at these two examples. In the first example, can you see that the initial speed is 2 meter per second? I'm talking about speed. The initial speed is 2 meter per second and the final speed is 4 meter per second. So in this case, speed has increased. Okay, what about this one? In this case, although the acceleration is positive, can you see that initially the speed was 7 meter per second? The negative sign basically implies the direction. So the speed is 7 meter per second initially, and finally the speed is 5 meter per second. So in this case, you could see that the speed has decreased. So there is a common misconception that's been taught that if the acceleration of a body is positive, that means the speed is going to increase. That is wrong. That also depends on what the initial velocity of the particle is. If the initial velocity of the particle is negative and the acceleration is positive, then the speed has to decrease first. Okay, so let's look at the other case. The other case is average acceleration being negative. So if average acceleration is negative, then delta v is negative, so v2 would be less than v1. So that means if a particle is, let's say, moving with a speed of 10 meter per second, this is v1, okay, and its average acceleration is minus 2 meter per second squared, minus 2 meter per second squared. So what you do is, after, I'm going to in my examples I'm going to use just 1 second. Okay, so this is t is equal to 0, and then at t is equal to 1 second, at t is equal to 1 second, all you need to do is add minus 2 to this value. So minus 2 added to 10 will give you 8. So can you see that the speed has decreased? So in this case, speed has decreased. Okay, now what if the particle was moving in the negative direction, let's say with 10 meter per second? So the velocity becomes minus 10 meter per second, and I'll use the same acceleration, minus 2 meter per second squared. What would be the acceleration after 1 second? Sorry, what would be the velocity after 1 second? So the velocity after 1 second would be, just add minus 2 to minus 10, so that would be minus 12 meter per second, that is v2. Okay, so you could see that in this case the initial speed was 10 and the final speed was 12. So here the speed has increased. Again, I've destroyed a misconception here. What is a misconception? If acceleration is negative, that means the speed has to decrease. No, that's not true. The speed can increase. That depends on what is the sign of the initial velocity. Okay, so to summarize what I've taught you just now, I could just say that if acceleration and velocity have the same sign, then speed increases. If both a and v are positive, and if both a and v are negative, then the speed would increase. If a and v have the opposite sign, here I'm referring to the average acceleration, by the way. The same goes for instantaneous acceleration as well. I'll talk about it later. Opposite sign is if average acceleration and velocity have opposite signs, if one is positive and the other is negative, or then the speed will decrease. Okay, that's the basic idea. Now let's look at instantaneous acceleration. Okay, instantaneous acceleration is when you bring down the time interval to a very small value. Okay, so let's say at a certain instant t is equal to t, the velocity of the particle is v, and after a very very small time interval, maybe just for representation purpose I have made this distance large, but maybe for a very small time interval the particle has just moved by maybe 1 mm or so. Okay, so at t is equal to t plus dt. What is dt? dt is the change in time. Okay, the velocity is now v plus dv. Now what is dv? dv is the change in velocity. Okay, change in velocity. So the instantaneous acceleration A would be change, which is dv, by change in time, which is dt. Okay, now I may have used the SI unit of acceleration without telling you what it is. You must have figured that out, that acceleration, the numerator is change in velocity, the unit is meter per second, and the unit of the denominator is second. So meter per second is meter per second squared. You could also write it like this, meter s raised to minus 2. Okay, so that was average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration. Okay, now acceleration doesn't really mean that a change in speed. It can also happen if the change is due to change in direction. Okay, now we just saw an example where the particle was moving initially with a speed of 10 meter per second, then it changed its direction without changing the speed. Okay, in this case also the particle is accelerating, so this motion is also accelerated. Okay, now some more examples. Let's say circular motion. If a particle is moving along a circular path, okay, with a velocity v, so after some time, my question to you is, if the speed is constant, is the body accelerating? The answer is yes, because after some time, if you look at it, the direction of velocity has changed. Every instant the direction of velocity is changing. So here acceleration is due to change in direction. Okay, so the bottom line is acceleration is change in velocity by time interval. Now this change in velocity could be due to either change in speed, or it could be due to change in direction, or of course both. Change in both, maybe the speed and direction both are changing, then of course the particle is accelerating. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept of acceleration, and the very special case of acceleration that we need to study is the concept of, or the case of constant acceleration. The reason we study that is, like I said, when we throw a body upwards, what happens is that it stops after some time and then it comes back. So you could see that this body is accelerating. There is an acceleration happening here. So that acceleration is constant, and I'll talk about it in the later videos. Now anyway, we have to study about the case of constant acceleration. And let me tell you, the acceleration itself is also variable. The acceleration itself may also change with time. Now practically most of the particles move with variable acceleration, like your car, your bikes, and anything that is rolling or moving on a circular path. Generally they move with a variable acceleration, but we'll build up to that, and we'll be talking about a variable acceleration in class 11th. Okay, so in class 9th we only have to study about constant acceleration, and I'll be talking about it in the next video.